I hope that stupid gun law does not pass that would let everyone and their dog carry a gun on campus. We do not need more guns in school.
That's a pretty strong statement. Why do you feel that way?
Why does anyone need to carry a gun on campus?
For the same reason someone might carry one anywhere else. Self-defense.
That is fine everywhere else, but it is not needed at school. I do not feel unsafe on campus, so this law is not needed.
So, because you are in denial to the possibility that even you could be a victim of a violent crime on campus, and do not feel unsafe, no one else should be able to defend themselves either.
That is not what I mean.
What do you mean?
Guns do not belong in school.
Have you told the criminals this? I don't think they have been informed.
We cannot control all the criminals. But letting CHL holders carry at school would be dangerous.
How are CHL holders more dangerous than criminals again?
More guns would mean more accidents. The police will need more training to determine who is the good guy and who is the bad guy if something happened on campus.
And this is different than something happening anywhere else. How? Police typically arrive long after the incident is already over. Even the FBI reports in incidents where victims defend themselves with a firearm against an attacker. It is over in 10 seconds or less. The last I heard, police still measure their response time in minutes.
I still feel safer not allowing just anyone to carry a gun on the campus. Only police and security.
And the criminals also. Right?
That is not what I mean. Besides, school shootings are very rare.
You were probably right. I mean, there have only been 74 school shootings in the US in the last 16 years. Only one every 2.5 months.
I don't believe that. Where do you get those numbers? The NRA.
Actually, the FBI reports these numbers. And every one of these incidents has a common factor. They are all gun-free zones. Law-abiding citizens are not allowed to carry there.
I still feel safer not allowing just anyone to carry a gun on the campus. There could be an accident.
DWI fatalities in Texas outnumbered homicides by CHL holders almost 1,500 to 1. Do you think we should also disallow licensed drivers to operate motor vehicles on campus?
But I read somewhere that over 86 people die each day in America from guns. I feel more guns would increase that number.
Let's clarify here that you are citing numbers that also involve criminal activity, not CHL holders. Are you accusing CHL holders of being criminals? The FBI also reports that over 2.5 million crimes are stopped each year by the unfired production of a firearm by a law-abiding citizen. How many of those criminals would have been successful in committing the crime had that not been possible? The number of gun deaths may have been increased had these law-abiding citizens not had access to their firearms.
I still feel safer not allowing just anyone to carry a gun on the campus.
Not everyone can get a CHL in Texas. There are eligibility requirements. So everyone is not permitted to get one, and the state does not currently issue CHLs to dogs.
I did not mean dogs.
But you said everyone and their dog.
That is not what I meant.
You know, the Texas CHL course teaches effective communication and conflict resolution techniques. Maybe you should sit in on a class.
But there is a much higher amount of alcohol use and abuse at schools. Guns and alcohol do not mix.
Unless professors are allowing drunken parties in their classrooms, this law would not be mixing alcohol and guns. Those areas where parties are taking place are most commonly off campus, and CHL holders can already carry there, and they are not having problems with this. How would this law cause more accidents off campus?
But there are bars on some campuses.
Either you have not done your research or you play on the ignorance of those that trust you. The law already prohibits CHL holders from carrying in bars.
I still feel safer not allowing anyone to carry a gun on the campus. Besides, it is not fair that only CHL holders would be allowed to carry. What about those under 21 or foreign students who are not eligible for a CHL?
I know of many high school students that still ride buses because they are not old enough to get a driver's license. Should we then disallow everyone to drive because it is unfair for those under 16 who are not allowed to drive?
That is not what I mean.
You say that a lot. Maybe we should continue this when you are more educated on the true purpose of carrying anything for self-defense.
But don't you think more students would get CHLs because they are concerned about another person with a CHL in a class that might pull their gun and shoot them? They may feel they need to get a CHL just to defend themselves against another CHL holder.
Did you seriously just ask me that? That would be like saying the reason police carry firearms is because another police officer might shoot them.
I still feel safer not allowing anyone to carry a gun on the campus. What if it went off in class?
Again, you are arguing from a position of ignorance. Guns do not just go off. There has not been one recall of firearms due to non-interactive sudden discharge. However, I seem to remember that Toyota just last year had a problem with certain cars that their owners were having problems stopping. So again, I ask you, should we disallow vehicles on campus since some have been uncontrollable by their drivers?
But that's different.
You are correct. There is no inalienable right to drive. But there is to life, and by proxy, defense of that life.
I am not against self-defense, just guns on campus.
So, someone can defend themselves as long as they don't use anything that you feel is dangerous. Even if that means it would give the criminal the advantage because he has decided to not follow your guidelines for what is safe to attack someone with. I'm not following your logic here.
I just don't feel it's safe allowing people to carry a gun on the campus. Besides, aren't gun sales at an all-time low? What is this saying?
I would guess you are saying gun sales are at an all-time low. I am not following how this ties in with the ability to defend oneself. Have you compared this unsubstantiated claim with any factual data or against the economy as a whole? I would guess it is the same reason car sales have been down as well. But let's get back to your feelings.
I would not be able to concentrate in class if I knew someone was carrying a gun.
How would you know they are carrying a concealed handgun? Your ESP must be better than mine.
It would just make me nervous to know someone might have a gun with them.
Do you ever go to Walmart, the movie theater, or the grocery store?
Yes.
How about the bank?
Yes.
Church?
Yes.
I think I saw you at the Capitol once also.
Yes, I have been there several times. Why are you asking me this?
Are you aware that these are all places CHL holders are permitted and do regularly carry? Are you nervous when you go out in public? This must be so debilitating for you.
But that is different.
How so? Please explain.
I can walk away from a CHL holder in all those places. I cannot do that in class.
Again, unless you have X-ray vision, how are you determining that people in public have a CHL and are carrying? The only way to ensure you are not around anyone with a concealed handgun is to stay locked in your home. Your argument contains zero logic.
Well, I feel like I am right, so your facts don't matter. And you are just a fatty McFat. I do not want to talk about this anymore.